Hi, and thank you for joining me here at So Stitch Hex. I'm Miss Izzy, and today we're doing a segment called Coven Conversations. I am with Jenna, and today's topic is going to be tarot. Alright? Now,
hi everybody.
This is my friend. I'll talk about her all the time, and I figured tarot would be a great topic to discuss with her. Now, for those of you who don't know what tarot is, it's cards that you use to divine with. And you can use tarot cards or you can use oracle cards. Now, different people use different things to divine, but today we're going to talk about the different methods to bond with your deck and to use your deck in everyday life. So Jenna, how do you utilize your deck in your everyday?
My biggest thing is using them in a kind of snapshot in the morning of what I might be able to expect throughout the day, or what topics I might need to meditate on throughout the day. A good example might actually be for my deck right now. If I was to pull the Three of Swords and it was in the morning, I might know I needed to avoid drama, might need to avoid talking behind people's back, or I might need to be aware that other people might be prone to do that today.
Nice. So what ways have you chosen to bond with your deck?
So I'm a little weird. I literally have taken decks and put them underneath my pillow at night so that I could sleep on them for 3 days. Back when that tradition was started, the idea of sleeping on it for 3 days just meant taking a little extra time to get to know the deck before you went out and used it on other people. But I took it way too literally when I started reading, and now it's just a thing I do.
I know when I go to bond with my deck, if I don't have time to meditate on every card every day, or at least for an hour a day like I would like to, and I have done with some of my decks, I'll at least carry the deck with me around, just to have it with me, get used to its presence, get used to mine. And right now I'm carrying around an oracle deck that I have that is Wisdom of the Golden Path. It was a gift to me for my initiation into the coven, and I've been carrying it with me and just opening it and checking out each card, just kind of glancing in, just to give it a chance to experience me as I experience it for a little while. Now, what are other things you can do with the tarot besides just divining?
So, two of the biggest things I enjoy doing with tarot are writing and spellcraft. There's not really a lot of resources for using the tarot in writing. You can definitely shuffle it when you're having writer's block and use it to kind of throw a random wrench in the plot kind of deal. But also, if you want to use them more in your magic, you might consider using them in spell work. There is a source that I enjoy called Tarot Spells. It is by Renée. Try to give Izzy an Amazon link for that later. That gives some really good ideas for how you can use them in traditional spellcraft. You can also use them as a kind of scapegoat temporarily by taking the altar space, and you take a tarot card that represents you or someone you are trying to protect temporarily, and place that tarot card on the altar or inside a protective jar until whatever the danger is has passed.
So kind of like utilizing the archetype of the card itself to represent the people in your life?
Yeah, kind of forming that tag lock energy moment.
That would be another way to learn more about your deck, is by finding cards that tell a story about someone you know and being able to identify the card based off of them to help you learn more about the deck and learn more about the cards. I know I've made note cards to help me memorize their meaning because it just goes in and out sometimes. And I use so many oracle decks that the meaning is very dependent on the creators because it's so up to them how it's made. And I have so many that I use for that sometimes I get jumbled. So it helps to actually study the meanings, actually spend time with each individual one to really recognize the differences. Alright, is there anything else you would like to share today about your tarot?
One other thing I would definitely love to bring up is, tarot and its differences with Oracle are talked about pretty widely. Tarot usually having 78 cards and 4 suits, whereas Oracle can have a variety of manifestations depending on what inspired the person creating it. But even with that structure, tarot can get a little weird. A good example of what I'm about to talk about is the Spirit Song Tarot. Great cardstock, awesome deck, in case anyone's looking for one. But it does not use the traditional 4 suits. You're not going to find swords and wands and pentacles and cups in this deck. You're going to find acorns where pentacles would be. And a lot of decks are doing things like that now. So it's really important that if you're studying the traditional meanings, that you try to find what that correlation is for the new suit that your tarot creator has given you.
Another thing that I just remembered, it was great to bring up, and I know Jenna feels very intensely on this subject too, is how there's a big discrepancy in the community about whether you can touch someone else's cards or whether you can divine with someone else's cards. Some people will not even dare to get near your cards because they don't want to corrupt the energies, and that's a tradition that they follow. I know I personally am just like, please take it, look at this beautiful thing. And I know that some people are terrified, just like when you look into their book of shadows, that's a no-no.
I will say you definitely, I mean, traditions will vary on this, but you don't have to be super protective of your cards. On a physical, practical level, yes, if you want them to last you a long time, you should probably be careful of who you let handle them and even how you handle them. My main deck, the Gilded Tarot, the guidebook by Barbara Moore, is dented, it is bent, it smells like a lavender oil that I spilled on it one time. It has been beat to heck and back. Most people aren't going to want their tarot decks treated like that, and if you're just handing it to every Joe Schmo without telling them how to shuffle it, how to be gentle with it, then you can't really be surprised when they didn't know they weren't supposed to bridge them because you're not comfortable with that.
Don't shuffle them like a traditional playing card deck.
I mean, I don't care if you do, but for most people, just if you're getting a reading done and they're nice enough to let you hold the cards, ask them first.
I know a fun story Jenna once told me about someone who shuffled was they put them into a big carpet bag and shook them to shuffle.
It was a very weird experience.
And I love this idea. I've gotten to where if I have my cloth out, I will just throw the cards onto the cloth and shuffle them on the cloth where they're safe from the table below or any other elements that could be there that I wasn't aware of. Which, having a tarot cloth is very important because you never know what's on the table. I once bought a new deck and luckily had a tarot cloth with me because when I went to play with the deck, I pulled the cloth up. The table below had like a sap in the seam that I couldn't see. Luckily they were safe. I just had to wash the cloth, but that was a mini heart attack. Alright, so with all of these things to think about, the bonding with your tarot, letting it get to know you as you get to know it, and studying it, how you treat your tarot and how you let others handle your tarot. I hope you have a great day. I hope you can comment below. How do you handle your tarot? Do you let others touch your cards? How do you bond with it? So like, subscribe. Thank you, Jenna, for joining us here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, I'll see you next time on So Stitch Checks, and I hope to cast a spell with you in the next video.